You say you hate it, but you still do it. You wake up in the morning swearing things will be different today. You'll eat better, work harder, stop wasting time, stop scrolling, stop settling. But by nightfall, you've slipped right back into the same old habits, doing the same things that drain your energy, destroy your confidence, and bury your potential. And every time it happens, a little voice inside your head whispers, "What's wrong with me?" But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're simply running on a program, one that your brain wrote for you long ago. A program built on comfort, repetition, and fear of change. What you call self-sabotage is actually your brain doing exactly what it's designed to do: protect you. The problem is that the same instincts that once kept you safe are now the very ones keeping you stuck. Think about it. Every time you decide to change your life, to work out, study, start that business, or finally cut off the toxic habit, your brain doesn't see it as growth. It sees it as danger. Why? Because change means stepping into the unknown, and the unknown triggers the brain's survival response. Your mind is wired to prefer familiarity over improvement. That's why you'll keep choosing the pain you know over the discomfort of transformation. It's not that you love the bad habit, it's that your subconscious has learned to feel safe inside it. There's a part of your brain called the basal ganglia, the command center for habits and repetitive behavior. It doesn't care about your dreams, your goals, or your long-term happiness. Its job is to automate patterns to save energy. Every time you repeat an action, whether it's biting your nails, procrastinating, scrolling endlessly, or complaining, that circuit gets stronger. Over time, your brain stops questioning it. It just runs the script automatically. You can hate it consciously, but your subconscious loves it because it feels easy and familiar. This is why willpower alone never works. You can't outthink a pattern that's been running on autopilot for years. It's like trying to drive a car while the engine is still programmed to go in reverse. Every time you say, "I'll stop tomorrow," you're fighting against years of neural conditioning. That's why change feels like a war inside your own mind. Because it is. But here's where it gets fascinating. Neuroscience shows that your brain can change itself. It's called neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire its connections based on what you repeatedly think, feel, and do. This means your patterns aren't permanent. They're programmable. The same way your mind learned to repeat what you hate, it can learn to repeat what empowers you. But that rewiring doesn't happen through motivation. It happens through discipline. Before we move on, if this video is helping you, please like it and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and helps more people wake up and change their lives. I'm truly grateful for your support. Thank you. Let's continue. Motivation is emotional. It burns bright but dies fast. Discipline, on the other hand, is logical. It doesn't care how you feel. It just shows up. And every time you show up despite your feelings, you send a new message to your brain. This is who I am now. That repetition, not intensity, not hype, is what builds new neural pathways. Your brain rewires through consistency, not inspiration. The problem is that most people wait to feel ready. They wait until they're in the right mood, the right mindset, the right environment. But that day never comes, because comfort is addictive. It's the most subtle drug in the world. It feels harmless, but it kills everything that makes life meaningful. You think you're resting, but you're really decaying in disguise. You think you're playing it safe, but you're actually dying slowly from inaction. Comfort doesn't protect you, it imprisons you. The reason you keep doing what you hate is because your brain has associated short-term relief with survival. Every time you give in, skip the gym, eat the junk, waste the day, your brain rewards you with dopamine. It's that little chemical hit that says, "Ah, this feels better." But that's the trap. The same brain that gives you pleasure for avoidance also gives you anxiety for ambition. The second you try to level up, it floods you with resistance, fear, doubt, fatigue, distraction. Not because it wants you to fail, but because it's trying to conserve energy and avoid risk. So how do you break free? How do you stop doing what you hate when your own brain is wired against you? The answer isn't to fight your brain, it's to retrain it. You have to teach it that discomfort is not danger. You do this through repetition, discipline, and emotional reframing. When you feel the urge to fall back into old patterns, pause and breathe. Don't fight the feeling. Observe it. Recognize that your brain is simply running an old script. Then choose the opposite action, the one aligned with your future self. Every time you do that, you're weakening the old wiring and strengthening the new one. At first, it feels impossible. Your mind will scream for comfort, your body will resist, and everything in you will want to quit. But that's how you know it's working. Resistance means rewiring. You're literally teaching your brain a new language, the language of growth. And like learning any language, it starts messy, awkward, uncomfortable. But if you stay consistent, one day it clicks. You stop needing to force discipline because it becomes who you are. Here's a truth most people never realize. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your patterns. If your daily patterns are rooted in avoidance, no dream will ever survive. But if your daily actions are grounded in discipline, no obstacle can stop you. Change doesn't come from massive leaps. It comes from microscopic shifts, repeated relentlessly. Each time you say no to an old pattern and yes to your future, you're sculpting a new identity, one decision at a time. And identity is everything. You'll never act consistently out of alignment with who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who's lazy, undisciplined, or broken, you'll keep proving that belief right. But if you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, even imperfectly, your actions will start to match that vision. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress with consistency. Every day you show up, even when you don't want to, you're telling your brain, this is the new me. That's how transformation begins. Not in a single moment of motivation, but in countless small acts of rebellion against your old self. You stop doing what you hate the day you stop identifying with the version of you who does it. You start rewiring your brain when you stop waiting to feel ready and start doing what must be done, no matter what your emotions say. Because emotions are temporary, but the habits they build are permanent. Feeling stuck, distracted, or burnt out, it's time to break free. My book, The Art of Being Unstoppable, is your blueprint to sharpen your mind, master your emotions, and take back control of your life. Inside, you'll discover the tools to build focus, flow, resilience, and purpose. Everything you need to rise above chaos and step into your highest potential. Stop surviving, start dominating. Become who you were meant to be. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. The real war isn't between you and your habits. It's between who you are now and who you could become. Every moment you choose discipline over comfort, you're declaring which side you stand on. You're telling your brain, we don't run from discomfort anymore. We use it, and that's when something extraordinary happens. Discomfort starts to feel like power. You begin to crave the challenge because you realize it's shaping you into someone unstoppable. So the next time you catch yourself doing what you hate, don't spiral into guilt. Don't say, what's wrong with me? Instead say, My brain's running the old code again. Then interrupt it. Move your body. Take a different action. Smile at the resistance. That moment of awareness is victory. You've shifted from being a prisoner of your programming to being the programmer. This is how people rebuild their lives. Not through motivation, but through mastery. They learn to become the observer of their own mind. They learn to sit with discomfort without escaping it. They learn to choose what's right over what's easy, until what's right becomes easy. And one day, they wake up realizing they no longer do what they hate. Not because they force themselves, but because they've become someone who simply doesn't need to anymore. So when you say you hate it but still do it, understand this: you're not failing. You're learning. Every failure is a feedback loop. Every setback a signal pointing you toward awareness. The fact that you notice it means you're awakening. And once you're awake, you can never go back to living unconsciously. That's the beginning of freedom. When you stop running from your patterns and start rewriting them. You've spent years surviving inside a comfort zone that slowly killed your potential. Now it's time to step into the unknown that will finally bring you alive. The discipline you resist today is the freedom you'll experience tomorrow. The discomfort you avoid is the gatekeeper to your next level. Stop doing what you hate, not by fighting yourself, but by deciding to live consciously. Because when you rewire your mind to act with awareness and purpose, your life stops being a cycle of regret and becomes a masterpiece of transformation. And that's the truth. The moment you stop running from the hard things, you stop doing what you hate and start becoming who you were meant to be. If you made it this far, drop a mind emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you finish what you start. Thank you for watching. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and keep improving every single day. Together, we are unstoppable.